Welcome in to this edition of the Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Tonight, the NCISAA state semifinal between Charlotte Christian and Providence Day, a rematch of last year's state championship game. Welcome to the Ortho Carolina pregame stretch, as the winner of this one will face next week in the state championship the winner of Raven Gap and Christ School. With Reginald Walker, I'm Darren Vaught. Happy to have you with us. 10-1 on the season is Providence Day, 8-3 Charlotte Christian. And let's begin with the visitors, Reggie. Charlotte Christian boasts plenty of Power 5 commits as some of their star players. Chief amongst them, I think, Micah Gilbert, the wide receiver.
Micah Gilbert is an absolute matchup nightmare at that wide receiver position. He's got all the size you could ask for at 6'2" and about 210, 215 pounds. His ability to stretch the field, willingness to go over the middle. He's a very important piece of this offense. And oh, by the way, a factor on the defensive side as well. The last time these two teams met, which would have been the third of 4 times in his high school career now in the last couple of years, he had an interception in that game as well.
He picked off a superstar meeting him at midfield, number 1 in blue there, Jaden Davis, the starting quarterback, Michigan commit for Providence Day. He is the one at the helm of this Chargers offense anyway, trying to make it a three-peat with state championship.
As he goes, so goes this football team. His ability to make good decisions with the football, put the ball with accuracy where his receivers can make plays after the catch. He's the key to this entire thing. If Charlotte Christian wants to have a chance to pull off the win tonight on the road, they're going to have to find a way to make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
The last time these two teams met, it was just a couple of big swing plays away from being a lot closer on the scoreboard. Charlotte Christian, Providence Day, when we return. Tonight's Bahakel Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Queen City Audio, Video, and Appliances, your outdoor kitchen and tailgate headquarters. By Acosta Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, the household name for quality and trust. And by the Downer Law Firm, your hometown legal team. Charlotte Christian to kick it away. Providence Day will have the first crack offensively in this NCISAA state semifinal. It is returnable from the goal line. A jolt just past the 20, and Brody Barnhart is brought down by his ankles. Flags come out as the tackle was made by Parker Cadd, the junior. It is a hold against the return team, and will back up the Chargers. Longer field to work with for Jaden Davis and company as we get our first look at them.
Jaden Davis is going to have to obviously now start a little bit backed up. Going to have to get off to a good start early, start fast, and get this defense sort of on its heels. A key one to watch in this ball game tonight, number 5 in white, Bryce Young. Where does he line up? David Sanders at left tackle, Leo Delaney at right tackle for Providence Day. That's going to be the matchup to watch all night long.
You see Young, number 5, on that right side, far side of the defensive line for Charlotte Christian. First play from scrimmage for PD is a handoff, and it's big number 5 making the tackle.
Bryce Young on that play there, you'll see him come off the edge here, so they block down, and David Sanders pulls, so he's unblocked on the backside. But he's disciplined, understands how to play the position. If everything goes away, you come flat down that line of scrimmage, parallel to the line, and you go make the play from behind. That's exactly the way it's taught, and he executed it perfectly.
Brings down Ian Klein, the running back for Providence Day, for no gain. They'll go Klein again. A cut inside, off tackle, trying to get to the edge, unable to do so. And is brought down after a solid gain. Ryan Henley and LJ Porter tag team.
And they go left again, and they get Bryce Young blocked. David Sanders and the rest of the left side of that offensive line doing an excellent job getting that edge sealed so that their running back can get up inside and then get to the outside. If you take care of that defensive end and Bryce Young on that side, you got an opportunity to get a big play in the running game, and they did it right there.
Now just 3rd and 1 for Providence Day. Klein, the junior, over 1,000 yards rushing. Been a huge addition for this Chargers team. Davis rolling. Hit and brought down well shy of the line of scrimmage. This will bring up a 4th and medium for Providence Day.
Yeah, Jack Gullickson doing an excellent job playing the alley. They roll Jaden Davis away from Bryce Young on the backside, but a great job by Gullickson playing the alley, getting downhill, and making the play in the backfield.
So a 4th and 5 for Providence Day here. They'll punt it away. And it skips out of bounds near midfield. We'll see where the spot is. It's a relatively short field for Charlotte Christian. They'll begin it right at the 50-yard line. Well, look, much ado about the PD offense entering tonight, right? I mean, all season long, this thing has been an absolute buzzsaw. That's a really nice start for Christian.
Well, 2 things. The familiarity, right? These schools are very close to one another. This is the 4th matchup, as we mentioned, in the last couple of years. So that helps with the intimidation factor or lack thereof as it relates to Charlotte Christian in this situation. They're not afraid of the team on the other side like some teams can be.
There's a look again at Gilbert. Owen Farrell, the starting quarterback, ultimately for Christian. A handoff as it goes up the middle. The carry by Ryan Henley, who's had a really nice senior season. And he gets them a 1st down after a gain of 11.
Yeah, Henley's a really good back. He can play in the slot as well as a receiver. Makes a lot of plays, but a very, very smart, patient runner with the football. Knows how to make plays out of that backfield.
Gilbert's the man in motion. He's got it. Head of steam and some space. A juke and a spin inside. Form tackled after a gain of 8 or 9 yards, it looks like, with the spot.
And he's a guy you're going to have to identify. Where is he lined up at all times? And if you see big Bryce Young flexed out somewhere, then there's a high percentage chance that football is going to be thrown or run in that direction to allow him to lead the way.
The junior Farrell sends Henley in motion. He's going to run it himself. Leisurely up the middle. Gets enough for the 1st down. A gain of 3 to move the sticks.
And again, number 5, Bryce Young, takes you right to the football. Lined up as a wing off that right side. Ball snap. He pulls around to the left. Here comes the quarterback, Owen Farrell, right behind him. He's going to take you to the football. You got to read it, react to it, and then attack downhill.
So a 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. Farrell again with Henley behind him. Hands off. Henley follows his blocking. Another nice gain. That'll go for 7 yards.
2 things you like about this possession so far if you're Charlotte Christian. Number 1, you're moving the football, moving the chains. Number 2, you're taking some time off the clock because you want to minimize the opportunities for this potential quick strike offense of Providence Day.
It's a short 4 to gain for Charlotte Christian.
Delaney and David Sanders in there on that right side at defensive tackle and defensive end respectively.
Farrell, the play fake, goes up the middle. Oh, he had Estep wide open. The sophomore Tate Estep unable to corral it. And what would have been an easy touchdown instead is going to be 3rd down.
Yeah, there was a little coverage miscommunication in the back end. Gordon Sellers missed the signal there, and Tate Estep almost had a walk-in touchdown. Sellers bailed out by the incompletion.
Now 3rd and 4. Farrell takes it himself. He'll get the first out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
That's a great play call, but an even better response by Farrell with the football. They basically gave us the same thing we saw a couple of plays ago with Micah Gilbert going out in motion like a little bubble screen to the left, but instead they cover it up defensively, Providence Day does, so Farrell takes off with the football and picks up an Acosta Heating, Cooling, and Electrical first down.
They're the household name for quality and trust. 1st and 10 from the 15. For the Knights, Farrell running with Henley in front of him, leans forward and is tackled after a gain of a few.
Providence Day right now on their heels a little bit, trying to figure out exactly what this offense is doing, and Farrell creates a lot of problems. We saw this team back in week 1, Darren, and Farrell wasn't playing quarterback, but he was making plays all over the field. He's a guy that's probably more dangerous, with all due respect to him, with his feet than he is his arm as a quarterback.
Yeah, he impacted that game against Myers Park in the opening week more as a return man. Here he is on another play fake. Checks it down. That's Young. A dive into the end zone. Touchdown, Charlotte Christian. The senior Bryce Young reeling it in and rolling into the end zone for his first touchdown catch of the season.
Yeah, they just bring him behind the line of scrimmage. Looks like a pull situation, like they're running the football, and then they just dump it to him in the flat. 6'5", 240, 245 pounds. You got to make a business decision if you're going to tackle the big fella, but he's athletic enough, and he gets in the end zone.
The Knights strike first. Trip Woody on to launch the extra kick. It's through the uprights, and it is 7-0. Charlotte Christian leading here in the first quarter. Tonight's broadcast of NCISAA football is brought to you by NC Farm Bureau and Ortho Carolina, the better choice. Charlotte Christian, a 50-yard scoring drive, their first offensive series, up 7-0 on Providence Day. Brody Barnhart back to receive the kickoff for PD. And Trip Woody fires the kick, pulled in by Barnhart. A great return man for Providence Day, and here he goes, racing to midfield, tripped up from behind. He's inside the 45.
Nice job by Barnhart here. Finds a little bit of a crease and gets north and south as he's working to the outside. Nice cut back here as well. Good job by the return team, making sure to get clean blocks. Oftentimes on big returns, you see blocks in the back, those sorts of things. Good job by everybody staying disciplined, getting a block, and now setting this offense up with really good field position after the previous possession when they weren't able to get anything done.
A much better outlook for Jaden Davis in the Providence Day offense here. Getting started from the Christian 41. Davis to throw. Looking up the middle. Oh, and it's intercepted! Cross Killen went across his body and squeezed it for the pick.
This is what Jaden Davis is going to learn. Watch his eyes. They never move. You cannot stare down receivers against a good defense. Cross Killen just read his eyes, understood the route concept, and the other thing about it, Darren, there's a lot of single high safety from Charlotte Christian with Micah Gilbert in that on the backside, taking care of everything over the top. So these guys underneath, they can gamble and go after interceptions. That's an example. You stare a guy down against a good defense, a good linebacker makes a nice play, and all of a sudden, this Charlotte Christian team, obviously with momentum, feeling really, really good, already up 7-0.
Killen, a senior, one of the team captains, gets his second interception of the season. Farrell, a step back, being chased down from behind, tripped as he throws it out of bounds. That was pursued by the big David Sanders, the junior, 6'6", 265.
Depending on which service you look into, David Sanders is the #1 junior in the country. Projects as a left tackle on the offensive side, but is very effective defensively as well. He can play some defensive tackle or defensive end. You saw the speed that he has to play some defensive end right there as he was able to chase down Farrell and force the throwaway.
Now a 2nd and 10. Farrell, read option, keeps himself, and will gain about 4 yards up to the 35.
Farrell keeps himself. It's just shy of the 35-yard line, where it'll be 3rd and 6 now for the Knights.
Reggie, we talked about the bracket for this state championship tournament. Providence Day, to this point, 1 loss on the season. That was to Rabun Gap. Here, forcing a situation where if this goes chalk, Providence Day, in order to get Rabun Gap back and win a state championship, is going to have to do so on the road against Rabun Gap in Georgia. That's a long trip as Gilbert catches and steps out of bounds to convert and get a first.
That's a nice job by Farrell. Pulls that ball out on the mesh point and makes an immediate quick release throw out to Gilbert to get the first down.
Another Acosta Heating, Cooling, and Electrical first down for Charlotte Christian. Here's a handoff, Henley, a bounce outside. Gets to the midfield logo. It is Gang tackled to the ground. A short gain. Not as short as it looked, though. Another 4 yards.
David Sanders very slow to get up. That is not good. He's going to stay in the game. That's not good. Either way, for Providence Day, obviously, it impacts on the defensive side if he's not able to go. There you see him there to the left of yours, almost in the middle of your screen, number 70 at that right defensive end spot. But he's also the left tackle and the anchor of this offensive line. So he's the guy that you need to be healthy throughout this game.
Empty backfield for Farrell on second down. Slips the Sanders tackle and is brought down near the 40-yard line. Jalen Hines comes out of the defensive backfield and makes the tackle.
That's a really good job. Sanders misses it on the backside, but the play right there is made by number 17, Jalen Hines, doing an excellent job setting the edge, not letting anything get outside of him. Kept that right arm, the outside arm free, and then he makes the tackle.
Now a 3rd and 7 after the short loss. Farrell rolling. And keeps hold of it. Scrambling for a loss.
Yeah, the initial pressure by number 77, Leo Delaney, and then some of the secondary pressure to force him out of bounds. Lucas Sentwire, one of the linebackers, doing an excellent job in pursuit there as well.
Now a 4th down punt situation for Charlotte Christian. They send it away. Barnhart waves off everybody, and it's down at the 30. The NCISAA is proud to celebrate its 50th anniversary throughout the 2023-24 school year. We thank the thousands of students, coaches, administrators, and supporters who have helped make the NCISAA what it is today, and for continuing to support the association's commitment to integrity, sportsmanship, and fair play. Providence Day looking for its first score of the night. This vaunted offense, unsuccessful so far. A quick 3 and out on its first drive, and a 1-and-done interception on the first play. The second time through, Jaden Davis gives, and the run stopped pretty quickly. Ian Klein unable to get through that first level, but does manage a couple of yards.
They understand. They're going to have to get this running game going just a little bit and force this Charlotte Christian team to add some people to the box so that Providence Day then can try to push the ball down the field and create some more explosive plays like they like to do in this offense.
Trips receivers, bottom of your screen here. Motion man is Channing Goodwin. They go to Goodwin up the middle, his first catch of the night. He slides forward past the first down marker.
That's a good job by Goodwin. Just comes in motion, runs a route across the formation, just sits down in that zone, makes a catch. One of those guys that can really create big plays, but all you really want to do is just get it in his hands and see what he can do with it.
They go to Goodwin again on the screen. Really nice play, tightly defended. Christian Van, the senior, sniffed it out.
And Jordan Shipp immediately pats his chest looking toward the sideline as if to say, it's on him. And what he's talking about is he's got to get that block secured on the defensive back there to allow his fellow receiver to start getting into some open space and make a play.
PD behind the chains on second down, 14 to gain. Davis spins it and finds Jordan Shipp. That's his first reception.
I think you got to take that all night. If it's there, if you can hit those hitches for 4 yards, 3 yards, you keep throwing them, eventually you're going to get some press coverage. You're going to get some tight coverage, and then you can ask for Shipp and Goodwin and Barnhart, some of these guys that you have that are excellent playmakers on the outside. Then you can give those guys opportunities to make plays down the field in one-on-one situations.
Shipp and Goodwin average right around 19 yards apiece per catch this season. Davis goes to Shipp again, bobbled and dropped.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a miscommunication. Shipp looked like he didn't expect that football to be there so quickly. And Davis was obviously throwing with timing, puts a lot on this throw, but Shipp was almost surprised by it. Maybe that was because the coverage was tight there as well.
Now a 4th down, some hesitation as the PD offense looks as if it's going to stay on the field. And yeah, Reggie, the Chargers are going to go for this.
Yeah, I think this is Chad Greer trying to infuse a little bit of energy in his football team. They're out of sync right now. He's trying to get something to get them going.
Here comes Killen on the rush. Davis bottled up, flushed out of the pocket, throws on the run, and overthrows Ship, but a flag comes out. Van had him covered up, but maybe a little too much contact.
Yeah, good job by Jaden Davis. Didn't panic in the pocket, started to work to his right, recognized that they were in a little bit of a scramble drill, puts it up there for his guy to get a chance, and they're going to get the PI and move the chains.
Pass interference call against the Knights.
See, they bring the blitz there. It's picked up. Nice job by this offensive line in the backs. And then Davis just puts that one out there. There's some contact in there. Couldn't tell exactly how heavy that contact was, but nonetheless, you're likely going to get that call if there's any kind of contact. And Providence Day, the beneficiary.
So Providence Day goes for it on 4th in the middle of the field, and it pays off. Now from the 42 of Christian. Davis hands Klein up the middle. Young brings him down, but goes with Klein's momentum, so a 4-yard gain.
I like the patience and sticking with the run of Providence Day so far in this game. You've got to keep that element involved to keep this defense playing you honest.
Another bunched up formation. They fake the give. It's an end around. Goodwin can't get to the edge, and he's blitzed out of bounds.
It was the same formation, same action. The difference was instead of handing it inside, they handed it around the backside, trying to see if that edge would crash down. This is all about Bryce Young. Is he going to fight to get inside, or is he going to stay outside? He stays outside, stays home. Good vision by Young, number 5 there in white, to keep everything contained and not let them get that corner on the outside.
Another 3rd down for PD here. They are 0 for 2 on thirds so far tonight.
Bryce Young trained up very well. His dad and also position coach is Bryant Young, the Pro Football Hall of Famer. So not a bad place to learn.
Davis airing it out over the middle. Ship inside the 25. And the first 3rd down conversion of the night for the Chargers is a big one.
Yeah, he's working on Christian Van, just runs down and runs just a little deep in route. And one of the things, as I mentioned earlier, you see Micah Gilbert there in the background was coming up to make the tackle. There's a lot of single high safety in this defense. You get one-on-one situations, and the help is over the top. If you run some good concepts, you got opportunities to hit some throws.
1st and 10 from the 20. Klein fights his way forward for near a 5-yard gain. They're going to mark him down at 4. Another tackle for Cross Killen, who is just everywhere for this defense, and it allows the clock to run to 0, signaling the end of the first quarter. Charlotte Christian, a punch to the mouth of the defending state champions Providence Day, up 7-0 going into the second. Start of the second quarter, Bahakel Sports Game of the Week from Providence Day in the NCISAA state semifinal game. Charlotte Christian, the first to score. They did it on their first offensive drive, and they lead 7-0. The Chargers, though, trying to get their first score of the night on their home turf in the red zone. Second down. Jaden Davis hands to Ian Klein. He's bottled up at the line of scrimmage. You know, Klein has had a tremendous season as the primary rusher for Providence Day, but he only averages about 9 or 10 carries a game, and that's largely a product of so many blowouts in favor of PD, so they get starters out, they get guys with other snaps, but also there are so many playmakers on this team. Chad Greer, their head coach, told us he feels he has a need to get it passed around.
Coach Greer called, he said he is the Dean Smith to Ian Klein's Michael Jordan. He's the only one that can hold Klein under 200 yards because he doesn't give him the ball enough.
Now it's another third down. 6 to gain for Providence Day. Davis looking up the middle, and it's pulled in by Channing Goodwin, enough for the first down.
This is a good job here by Davis. Stands tall in the pocket and lets that thing fly immediately. As soon as there's an opening there, that ball is on his receiver. Good accuracy, nice decision-making there by Davis to pick up the first down.
First and goal now from the 9. As Providence Day, a team that scores a lot of points, trying to score its first points of the night. Another Acosta Heating, Cooling, and Electrical first down.
Watch out for a bootleg here.
Davis under center. You don't see that a lot. Couple of jukes inside, a spin move, and Klein is down inside the 2-yard line.
It's a nice job by Klein. Gets up inside this offensive line. On the left side, David Sanders, he's all the way down inside the 5-yard line with a pancake block. Excellent execution by this group up front.
Now goal to go from the 2-yard line. Oh, and Klein tripped up as he received the handoff. That'll go as a loss, and it will make it 3rd and goal from the 5.
Coach Greer giving specific instructions to Jaden Davis. I think you've got to look at an opportunity to get something going to the right if you're going to run the football. I would not run the football at Bryce Young. I would go away from him. Maybe you get all the action going towards him and you bootleg it as well. That's an option also.
Davis back to pass, pursued. Young first to him, and Christian rips him down to the ground for the sack.
And that ball came out as well. The official threw the beanbag. They tried to go with a little bit of a flood action to the right and just nothing open. A great job off the edge there by number 15, Corbin Hall, which took away the option for Jaden Davis to try to go turn the corner. Forced a negative play there, and now the Chargers are forced to attempt a field goal.
Davis Dudley, the junior kicker, on to attempt from 22 yards out. Klein is the holder. The kick is up, and it is through. So Providence Day on the board, but still behind with 8:18 remaining in the second quarter. At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, being local for our customers and their families matters. That's why we're a proud supporter of NCISAA. Whether it's supporting student athletes or giving back to local communities, North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance is here when you need us. So points, but not the kind that they would have preferred if you're Providence Day. Kickoff brought to you by Queen City Audio, Video, and Appliances, your outdoor kitchen and tailgate headquarters.
Now, if you're Charlotte Christian, okay, you've given up the long drive. The Chargers have gotten on the board now. You would think they're going to start feeling a little bit more comfortable, get into a rhythm. You've got to respond here with an effective drive.
Henley lets the kickoff bounce, and it just goes out of bounds, shy of the end zone. It's a smart move by the senior return man.
Yeah, and little things like that in games like this become major as you see the official signal the illegal procedure. And what I mean by that is that's free field position. You don't want to give away yards in games like this. You got to kick that football, keep it in bounds, and force them to either return it or force a touchback in those situations.
So Charlotte Christian with the football at their own 35-yard line. Farrell, the QB for the Knights. Miscommunication. He looked to hand it to Henley. Has to go himself and goes out of bounds after a 4-yard gain up to the 39.
And he put that ball out to his right side. You'll see it here. And Henley went left. So there's nobody there to take that fake. It might have actually worked out better for him because there was some heat coming off of that backside in the form of Griff Galloway, number 88.
Second and 6, Farrell fakes the handoff. They go to Young again, and he'll get the first down up to right at midfield.
Big fella showing the hands early in this ballgame.
And his first touchdown catch of the season in the first quarter. Here he goes, splitting out wide a little bit.
Here comes a screen to Gilbert. They keep giving that look, and they're going to see how it's handled. That's a great job on the backside by Sellers, staying home there, understanding the situation, and making the play. Now check that. That's Cairo Skanes. I thought it was 16 Gordon Sellers making that play. And what they do is they go 4 wide to one side, and then they motion Gilbert behind it out of the backfield. That's a screen opportunity or a quarterback run to the backside.
Second and long for Christian following the loss of yardage.
You've got to be a really, really smart backside corner to deal with that because everything's going away from you. You got to stay home.
Farrell gives to Henley this time, and that just developed a little too slowly.
Too much speed on this defense for a play to develop that slowly and have a lot of success.
Now to be third down. 9 to gain for Christian. They're 1 of 2 on thirds so far tonight, but this is their longest one yet. Farrell, the play fake, throws toward the sideline, and it's picked off. That's Skanes again, galloping through the other side, and a step out of bounds, but Providence Day is in business.
It's the same thing, Darren. In this case, it's Farrell. He stares his guy down. He's going to Gilbert all the way. We get that. But look, watch his eyes. They never move. He never looks anywhere else and throws it right there. Good job by Skanes, playing in tight coverage, makes an interception right there. That's what happened. This is high-level high school football. If you're going to stare receivers down, you're going to get yourself in a lot of trouble against these two defenses, and we've seen examples of that on both sides early in this game tonight.
A very short field for Providence Day, starting from the Christian 30-yard line now following the interception. Davis on a quick little hitch. That's Sellers, pushed out of bounds after a gain of 5.
And right now, again, getting some soft coverage on the outsides these defensive backs playing off 6 or 7 yards. If they're going to give you that throw all night, take those hitches, but you got to get it out quick because we've already seen that these defensive backs will jump those routes and try to pick those balls off and go the other way.
And a timeout on the field with 5 minutes, 25 seconds remaining in the first half. 7-3, Charlotte Christian leading Providence Day. .525 until the half. Charlotte Christian at Providence Day. The Knights leading the Chargers in this NCISAA state semifinal. Our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week with Reggie Walker, Darren Vaught. We're glad you're here. Jaden Davis and co. with a 2nd and 5 at the 25. There's a handoff. Ian Klein, a stiff arm, gets to the outside, steps in, and gets inside the 10-yard line. Goal to go for the Chargers.
Klein doing a nice job. You see big David Sanders pulls around to lead him up inside, follows right behind David Sanders and picks up the first down. That is why David Sanders is a highly touted left tackle recruit. That athleticism, the ability to move with his feet, come all the way down the line of scrimmage, and then get up inside and make a block. Excellent job by David Sanders. Great job by Klein, trusting the big fella inside.
1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Goodwin, the motion man. Davis looking to his left corner. End zone. Caught. Touchdown. Providence Day. Davis to Goodwin for 6.
Great job here by Goodwin, also a Michigan commit. What they ended up having here was a trip set to the left. The 2 outside receivers worked their way inside in the end zone, and then Goodwin with the shorter route in terms of depth and just comes right into the early stages of the end zone, underneath working to the outside. All the coverage was to the inside. Maybe a little bit of a rub route concept there, but you get a touchdown pass because Jaden Davis is on time.
The big leg of Jacob Baguette puts through the extra point. Not all proteins are created equal. Real dairy milk contains complete, high-quality protein to power performance. Build and repair muscle after your workout with Real Dairy Milk, the official milk partner of the NCISAA. So after the interception, just a 30-yard scoring drive for Providence Day. And just like that, 10-7, they are on top in the second quarter.
That interception was huge, right, to set that all up. Sometimes, and we talk about this a lot, Darren, you and I, we do these games and we have a good time doing it, but one of the things we often talk about is sometimes an offense or a team really is kind of struggling. They can't get going, their rhythm is off, whatever the case may be. And sometimes you just need somebody to make an individual play. Somebody just go do something different or special. And in this case, it was Scaines with the interception that set everything up.
Kickoff. Van picks it up as the up man after he initially muffed it. Gets up to the 28-yard line before being brought down by Brennan Drummond of Providence Day.
Yeah, you see the bobble there, and this is where guys get out of their lanes, and that's what you can't do. You get out of your lane there, and now all of a sudden Van has a chance to make up for some of that yardage and gets almost back to the 30-yard line. You got to do a better job. I know the ball's on the ground, and you see the ball, and I got to go get the ball. You still have to stay in your lanes in the special teams game, or it can get you in a lot of trouble.
So suddenly, the Knights here playing from behind as we near halftime, 4:44 till the break. Farrell, smooth on the fake, sends it over to Gilbert, the screen. He pushes a teammate out of the way. That's Gavin Major, the big senior offensive lineman that Gilbert had to shove aside.
This was actually a good play by Jalen Himes. He's right there to make the play. You got to get Micah Gilbert on the ground or at least hold on until your help gets there. Instead, missed tackle and nearly a first down. Those are the little plays in games like this that can really come back to you. And I don't want to harp on one kid there, but when you get in space, you got to get guys on the ground.
It's a handoff. Van breaks through the left side, gets the first and then some. Lunging forward, he gets to the 47 or 48-yard line.
Just a physical run here by Van. There wasn't a lot here to begin with, right? Early, didn't look like there was much. Next thing you know, he comes out of the other side of this thing, bounces off a couple of tackles, and he's out near midfield.
Cairo Scaines making the tackle to prevent the big play. Farrell on the play fake, goes to Young again. A stiff arm, and he's down near the 45-yard line.
It's the same play they ran to get Young in the end zone earlier. Just ran it to the right this time, not the left. He lines up opposite of where he catches the football. On the snap, he comes down the line of scrimmage. It looks like a running play backside, and then they just dump it to him quickly and let him make plays.
Now Henley back on as the runner for Charlotte Christian. Well ahead of schedule so far on this drive, 2nd and 3.
Interesting to see how much Bryce Young is a factor in this passing game early.
And whistles. Looks like maybe a timeout called by Charlotte Christian. First-year head coach Chris James got the call in prior to the snap. Fans, don't miss your chance to purchase official NCISAA championship merchandise for the fall championship season by visiting the NCISAA.org. Northwest Designs is an official merchandise partner of the NCISAA. And as always, you're going to want to check out the Blitz tonight, same time, same night, Friday it is. But get this, it's on your local channel, WCCB Charlotte, the CW. Jeff Taylor and the gang, they're going linear with the Blitz tonight, 11 p.m.
I'm going to meet them there.
We'll be there. Confirmed.
Will.
Well, we'll be here, but we'll be there for a short bit. We're going to check in and talk this game with Jeff and the crew. So 2nd and 3 coming out of the timeout. The fake handoff. Farrell races to the edge, and I think he got it.
That was really, really close. It's a good effort there by both David Sanders and Van Dam over there. Kyle Van Dam, number 5, doing an excellent job in pursuit. And it looks like based on the spot and the down marker, they kept him from getting there. That's an excellent job defensively.
You are correct. So 3rd and 1 for Charlotte Christian here. Farrell gives Henley. Big hole, and he just runs right through it, gets 2 yards on the carry. That is double what they needed. Converts the first down.
Got a nice kick out block there from the big fella, number 5, Bryce Young, the all-world defensive lineman.
Another Acosta heating, cooling, and electrical first down for Charlotte Christian. First and 10 from the PD 40-yard line.
I'll tell you what, I know Bryce Young is a really, really good prospect as a defensive end. Looks real good as a tight end as well. Athletic, good blocker, good hands.
He has chosen tonight to start that conversation. Farrell dekes forward, steps back, throws off his back foot. He's got Henley inside the 20, a juke inside, and he's down at the 13.
Great execution by Farrell. He had a defender in his face. David Sanders wins at the edge. He steps up in the pocket, Farrell does, makes a nice touch throw over the top to set up that first down.
The spot is actually at the 14. But either way, first and 10, well into the red zone for the Knights. Farrell with Henley behind him. The play fake, rolling. Young was covered up. Farrell takes it himself and slides near the 5. Spot is going to put him at the 7-yard line.
This is well done in terms of play calling by Chris James, the head coach, and his offensive staff at Charlotte Christian. It was the same concept again that they got Bryce Young on the touchdown on, and then they got him earlier in this drive on the throw. This time, Farrell's job was to just keep the football. Young becomes a lead blocker, and they pick up positive yardage. So similar looks, but different executions. Great job building on things by this staff.
Read option, Farrell up the gut. Gets to the 5. The pile being pushed. Really close to the goal line. They'll spot it at the 2, and it's enough for the first. So now a first and goal. Charlotte Christian playing a little bit of bully ball here.
Just 20 seconds left to go in the first half here.
Here's Henley. Wow, he weaved between a couple of would-be tacklers and is into the end zone. Touchdown, Charlotte Christian, and the Knights are back ahead. With just 12 seconds left to play in the first half.
Good execution here. Nice job by Henley getting low. That's what backs have to do. You have to get down underneath, get that leverage, and gets in the end zone. And more importantly, clock management and execution by this Charlotte Christian offense to maintain possession, stay poised and patient, and drive the football and get in the end zone without getting themselves in danger from a clock standpoint.
Woody, the extra point. It is through. And as we near halftime, it is a 14-10 lead for Charlotte Christian. Reg, the build-up to this game was very focused on Providence Day because, in some ways, deservedly so, this is the back-to-back state champion at this level that we're talking about, with a chance to go again. It would be a chance at Raven Gap, the only team who beat them so far this season.
That's right.
Even Coach Chad Greer told us earlier this week when we caught up with him, he said, guys, it's difficult for us as coaches not to look ahead to the potential of playing at Raven Gap to win it all next week, right? We have to constantly remind ourselves and our players to stay in it, stay focused on this week. And Charlotte Christian, meanwhile, they know the circumstances. They're playing for their season too.
And when we talked to Chris James this week as well, one of the things he talked about was just understanding the moment, not being intimidated, and understanding that this is a team they've seen before. They know what it feels like to play against them. They just have to stay poised, stay focused, and execute, and they'll be in it late.
Barnhart just enough room to come out for a return for PD right up the middle. Brody Barnhart is going to take this one 99 yards for the touchdown.
Wow.
One of the most dynamic, explosive return men in the entire state, just changed things prior to the half.
Yeah, great job by Barnhart. Works his way to the right, then sees a crease, and now it's all speed. A great job by this return group, not getting themselves in danger with a block in the back or any kind of penalties. And Barnhart with the house call with no time left on the clock in the second quarter. How about this for momentum going into the half?
Just the second kickoff return for a touchdown of the season for Providence Day. Sellers had their first earlier in the year. The extra point is through, and it's a 3-point Chargers lead entering the half. (17-14). Providence Day leads through 2 quarters on the Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Midway through our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week, tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Charlotte's hometown legal team. If you are injured, call the Downer Law Firm. 17-14, Providence Day with the lead over Charlotte Christian. Squeezing in a 99-yard kickoff return for the touchdown to give them said lead just as we made our way to halftime. Be sure to tune in 11 p.m. tonight, the Blitz. Doing things a little bit differently tonight with Jeff Taylor and the Bahakel Sports crew. This game will be on linear television. WCCB Charlotte, the CW is the spot to find it. The Blitz from Bahakel Sports. All the highlights, scores, everything you need to know from the night's high school football action. And be sure to tune in Tuesday, another state semifinal here on BahakelSports.com. This, the boys soccer 4A semifinal. South Mecklenburg faces Hickory Ridge. Again, that's Tuesday, 7 p.m. kickoff here on BahakelSports.com. The Downer Law Firm halftime report continues on the other side. The Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Back with you from the Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Tonight's halftime report brought to you by Charlotte's hometown legal team. If you are injured, call the Downer Law Firm. Now let's take a moment and hear from these partners of the NCISAA.
Oh, man. There's nothing I love more than a good trail mix with a mountain bike trail. Not so much. Oh, hey. My pedal. Wonder where the other one is.
From urgent care to your full recovery, Ortho Carolina is there every step of the way.
Good day, though. Good day.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance is honored to be the best auto insurer in the nation. Our philosophy is simple: be fair, be quick, be the best. At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
Just because you can't be there for her game doesn't mean you can't be there for her.
Master of Sport Management degree is a emphasis on studying the business side of sport. Western Carolina gives you the education and advantage. We're located in the Business College, which is AACSB accredited. Our business savvy curriculum, taught by nationally recognized professors, can provide the tools that differentiate students from the crowd. Our curriculum provides a solid foundation of theory, but also the application piece that students today are looking for.
Providence Day, the slight lead at halftime on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. The Downer Law Firm halftime report continues next. Halftime at our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Tonight's halftime report brought to you by Charlotte's hometown legal team. If you are injured, call the Downer Law Firm. With Reggie Walker, Darren Vaught, glad to have you with us. 17-14 Providence Day, just ahead of Charlotte Christian. The Knights have made this one interesting through a half of action, Reggie. They got on the board first. Owen Farrell's 13th touchdown pass of the season to Bryant Young got the scoring started, but Cairo Skanes here with a pick for either side. He's got PDs. This was crucial.
Yeah, but that was the momentum changer in the game. That is what got this PD football team going in the right direction. They got into a better rhythm offensively. This was the resulting touchdown from that drive. And all of a sudden, you started to see a little pep in their step, a little energy on that sideline. But Charlotte Christian came right back, kept fighting. They get a touchdown late in the half, and you think, man, they're going to carry momentum into halftime. And then what happens? Brody Barnhart with an explosion right before the half in the form of a 99-yard kickoff return.
Barnhart, one of the most lethal return men in the state of North Carolina, swings it back to the Chargers. They lead it 17-14 at halftime here at Providence Day. Tonight's Bahakel Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Queen City Audio, Video, and Appliances, your outdoor kitchen and tailgate headquarters. By Acosta Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, a household name for quality and trust. And Charlotte's hometown legal team. If you're injured, call the Downer Law Firm. The NCISAA is proud to use Wilson footballs. For athletes to perform their best, they require the best. For over 100 years, that's what Wilson has delivered. Not only is Wilson used on more high school football fields than any other brand, but it's also the official ball of the NFL and the NCAA. Learn more at wilson.com. Just about ready to get started for the second half of action here in our NCISAA state semifinal contest, a rematch of the state final from a year ago that Providence Day won against Charlotte Christian on its home turf, with Jaden Davis leading the way. He had 350 yards passing, 5 scores, ran for another score or 2 in that game. It's been tougher sledding, Reggie, for Jaden in this one, and Charlotte Christian is keeping it close.
Yeah, early on in this game, he got himself in a little bit of trouble. I thought he stared down the receiver, and because of that, it turned into an interception, and you started to look at this game and start to ask yourself, from a momentum standpoint, who was going to really start to seize the moment. And early on, it was Charlotte Christian. And then Providence Day fought back, and then Christian responded. And then the latest salvo was fired by this Chargers team as Brody Barnhart took that kickoff to the house at the end of the first half there. So when all that bears itself out, we got us a one-possession, 3-point ball game going into the second half.
Providence Day received the kickoff to open things up in the first quarter, so they'll kick it away to Charlotte Christian. For the Knights, it's a good thing. It looked with 12 seconds on the clock in the second quarter, they had just scored and taken a 14-10 lead. Then Brody Barnhart, the 99-yard return, made a house call for Providence Day and changed things so that the Chargers would lead at the break.
So, Darren, you know what I always talk about, right, in these situations? The old middle 8. Right now we're even. And the beginning of this third quarter is going to be very, very important.
To be clear, you're talking about the last 4 minutes of the second and the first 4 minutes of the third.
Absolutely.
Both teams scored a touchdown, so it's 7-7 within those minutes. As the kickoff is brought to you by Queen City Audio, Video, and Appliances. This is returnable for Charlotte Christian. And a nice open field tackle made by Gordon Sellers of Providence Day on the return by Tate Estep.
Very important, obviously, first drive of the half here. If you're Charlotte Christian, obviously looking to go down and get some points. I think if you're Providence Day, your mindset is if we can get a 3-and-out and a quick score, we really take control of this game and start to make them wonder, from an adversity standpoint, can they even come back?
Owen Farrell has not been the full-time starter the entire season at quarterback for Charlotte Christian. He hands it to his senior running back, Ryan Henley. That's bottled up pretty quickly.
David Sanders doing a nice job. Just gets right inside of the tight end there. And he's in the backfield. That quickness steps inside of Corbin Hall and blows that play up. That is a disruptive force. And that's an example right there.
Off of the play fake. Miscue on the throw. Farrell was looking for Estep. So now it'll be 3rd and 9 for Charlotte Christian.
Which is exactly what you didn't want if you're the Knights to start this half. You're going to need, obviously, a conversion here. But again, as I mentioned, if you're the Chargers, a quick 3-and-out and a score, and all of a sudden this place starts to feel a lot different.
Gilbert, the receiver, to the outside, and a flag. Some jumpiness by the offense. A false start is going to back this up 5 more yards, so 3rd and 14 to gain for the first.
Everything obviously from a passing standpoint on the table here, but just understanding how this offense works, I wouldn't be surprised if this is quarterback draw.
Farrell fakes the give. Time and space, though he's rolling out, looking downfield, nowhere to go. It's out of bounds.
And that is exactly the start you wanted defensively if you're Providence Day. A very quick 3-and-out, including a penalty. Now, can you add to that adversity for this Knights team? One thing I always say, Uncle Mo, momentum. He's undefeated. He jumps on the back of whoever's playing well in the moment. Right now, he's on the back of Providence Day and looking to be even much more of a factor in that regard.
Punted away. Barnhart allows Himes to chase it down. A bounce off of his helmet even, trying to switch directions. He is wrangled at the 40-yard line.
The bouncing ball scoops it up, gets to the 40-yard line.
So back to Providence Day, possession goes.
And the other thing, as you look at Bryce Young there, he was on the field all of those offensive snaps. Now he's got to be out there on all the defensive snaps. I think you got to remember to keep running the football away from him, make him chase plays down, and see if you can't get him a little bit fatigued into the fourth quarter.
He has been in the mix essentially every play on both sides for Charlotte Christian. High usage rate. Jaden Davis, hands off. Here's Ian Klein. Nice block to the outside. Untouched so far and ripped down at the 35. And out comes a flag. Micah Gilbert on the tackle.
Yeah, it's going to be a face mask tacked on to it. This is really good execution this time. They run the football to the left. Klein does a nice job stepping up inside, working right off tackle, and gets up the field.
Face mask confirmed against the defense, so this will add to the yardage.
You see here, they don't block Bryce Young. He gets up inside, but he takes the wrong shoulder there, which is actually in a lot of ways technically correct to blow that play up. They just bubble outside of him, and you get the big run for a first down.
Well, it was a 35-yard run for Klein, plus 15 for the face mask. 50 yards in total. You go from the 40 on one side to the 20 on the other. Klein again on the run. Barely touched through the left side, and he's across into the end zone for the touchdown.
And that's exactly what I talked about, Darren, the start to the half. We saw it with the defensive possession for Providence Day. They get the quick 3-and-out, and then a quick drive to score a touchdown here. You're talking about a minute and 51 seconds, and they've gotten a stop on defense and put a touchdown on the board.
The extra point is through. It's a double-digit lead for Providence Day for the first time tonight. This type of disparity between they and their opponent, a little bit more like it, right? Providence Day, only 4 games this year where they have not had a running clock at some point. Ortho Carolina is proud to serve as the official orthopedic care provider of the NCISAA and is committed to empowering those who may be impacted by injuries. In partnership with the Hurt mobile app, Ortho Carolina provides free on-the-go real-time access to orthopedic specialists 365 days a year. Prepare yourself now for those unexpected moments by downloading the Hurt app. Ortho Carolina, committed to being the better choice. Charlotte Christian to receive the kick. E-step on the return. Henley with a lead block through the middle, and he gets past the 25-yard line before being brought down. Brennan Drummond, that's his second special teams tackle. He's had a couple as a defender, the defensive back, just a freshman.
Third leading tackler on the team. This young man, he just makes plays. Like, he's one of those guys that every time you look up, he's around the football, plays with great energy, effort, good focus, executes well. You like the trajectory for that young man.
Farrell with a handoff. This is Van, the second running back for Charlotte Christian. It's about 5 yards on the carry.
Yeah, just a little bit of a counter play. Bryce Young trying to lead him up inside, nothing there. He bounces it a little bit to the outside to find some daylight, picks up 5.
Micah Gilbert, the motion man. Fake handoff to both sides. More miscommunication. Farrell goes with it himself and gets into plus territory.
Nice job by Farrell, just reacting, right? He doesn't overthink it. Reads it. His guy went the other way, turned around, faked it the other way, and said, well, I'm just going to keep the football anyway, and I'm going to create a big play.
First and 10 for the Knights.
Drummond, another tackle, runs him down for Providence Day, but it's a first down at the PD 48-yard line. Gilbert again moving from right to left. Play fake, Farrell pump fakes, floats it up toward the sideline, and that is caught by a Christian receiver. E-Step went up and got it. That was a dangerous throw, could have been picked off.
Yeah, great job by Griff Galloway with the initial pressure, forcing Farrell to pull that ball back down and then throw it after scrambling to the left.
Some flags down, illegal procedure, some illegal man downfield is what it looks like for Christian.
See, that was supposed to be a quick throw. And then because of Galloway, now the offensive linemen in those RPO situations, they've started to drift down the field. They're beyond the umpire, so he immediately sees him and says, you shouldn't be out here where I am. Immediately throws the flag, and you see there Cairo Skanes down with an injury.
Well, he was the one that went up with E-Step for that floater high in the air. It was dangerously close to being his second interception of the night, and now he hops back to the sideline.
And you wonder if maybe that's a cramp, the way they were sort of looking like they were stretching him out.
Certainly hope that's all it is. At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, being local for our customers and their families matters. That's why we're a proud supporter of NCISAA. Whether it's supporting student athletes or giving back to local communities, North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance is here when you need us. First and 15, following the penalty. Christian Van receives the handoff, bursts, spins through a tackle, gets back to the initial line of scrimmage before he's brought down by Himes.
Number 33, Christian Van.
It's a good form tackle there by Himes. Coming up here, bang, right there. Runs the feet, wraps up the legs. Well done.
Bringing it down, 2nd and 9 now.
Gave Van an extra yard on the spot, past the original line, so 2nd and 9 here. Farrell has to get rid of it quickly. He does. Finds his man Corbin Hall, who's brought down shy of the 40-yard line. Tackle from behind and slow to get up. Quentin McCray, who's there for Providence Day, he'll get checked up on.
McCray, number 24, makes the tackle.
10-point lead for Providence lead. 7:35 to play in the third quarter here in our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week.
Here we go.
10-point lead for Providence Day. 7:35 remaining in the third quarter. A big third down for Charlotte Christian. Coming out of the timeout. 4 to gain for the Knights. They'll give it to Christian Fan. Tried to get to the outside. Nowhere to go. Stayed on his feet momentarily, but eventually is brought down. Scaines, Sanders, Santwire, all there for Providence Day.
Yeah, look at Scaines come up on the edge here and in this. He made sure that they weren't able to turn the corner on the outside there to thwart that opportunity to pick up that third down. And now this fourth down at a critical juncture in this game. This is a gotta have if you're Charlotte Christian right now.
4th and 6. Under 7 left in the third. Christian has made the decision to go for it. Owen Farrell breaks the huddle. Here comes pressure. Farrell outruns Barnhart and throws it out of bounds.
Barnhart did just enough. He messed up the timing on that play. And because of the timing and forcing the difficult throw, moving left with a right-handed quarterback, unable to get that pass completed. And now the Chargers take over again. And I expect to see Mr. Klein get involved again, running the football, starting to think about the clock and scoring points here offensively.
So Providence Day leading by 10, sends its offense back out to the field. Barnhart now the running back in the formation for the Chargers. Jaden Davis fakes the handoff, goes up the middle, and Gilbert broke it up. Great defense on the back end for Charlotte Christian as Jordan Shipp looked to have Van beaten his primary defender.
He did. He had a step there, and I think this is where Jaden Davis, you got to throw that one a little bit further down the field, I should say. A little bit more air under it, and let the receiver run under that one. A little bit more air, and force Micah Gilbert to have to go deeper as opposed to come across and attack that football coming downhill.
You said it earlier, Gilbert intercepted Davis in the game these two played earlier this season. Himes in motion, a handoff, Klein. Breaks off of a defender in the backfield, makes his way inside the 30 and is brought down.
Maybe Coach Greer was, not that he would ever mislead us, but I guess he was telling us the truth. He's the only guy that's going to keep Klein in check by not giving him the football. They got penetration in the backfield. He steps through it, and then next thing you know, he's well down the field creating a big play.
And here it is, Shipp on the outside.